Today we celebrate the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And it's one of those things with the Blessed Virgin Mary. She lived, we like to, as the author Carol Houselander in her book, The Reed of God, which is an incredible, if you haven't ever read the book, I highly recommend you read it as you prepare for Christmas, like in Advent season. But one of her opening lines is quite startling. She says, we can't relate to Mary because we see her as the Christmas card Mary. Someone who is on this pedestal, which rightfully she is, and beautiful, innocent, perfect, which she also is. But one of the things that Carol Houselander brings out is we fail to recognize that Mary glorified the Lord, yes, with her fiat, but also with the simplicity and the ordinariness of her life. Even from her Immaculate Conception, the Lord, yes, had prepared her from the beginning of time. And as we read in the book of Romans, the Lord predestines those who he has called for a great service. Mary lived her life. There was no glorious, triumphant celebration of her birth when she was born. She was born to simple parents, Joachim and Anne. And legend has it that they were older, similar to Abraham and Sarah. But just like you and I, she was raised by parents, instructed in the faith by her parents, and she lived out the normalcies of life. Learning how to cook, learning how to do chores, learning to grow and respond to the Lord, even though the Lord had already from the beginning of time had given her the capacity through her Immaculate Conception to be able to say yes. She, just like us, also grew in her faith and constantly had to choose. Even though she was free from sin, she still had to say her yes. And today we celebrate the birthday of Mary, which is not the normal thing we do for saints. We never celebrate their birthdays because the day of their birth, because we celebrate their true birthday, which is the day of their death on their feast day. But we celebrate her birthday because we recognize the importance of her, which the Immaculate Conception, which happened 9 months before this day, on December 8th. We get to the point where she is now brought into this world so that she can give her yes, so that we may follow her example and say yes, and that we may give of ourselves totally to Jesus through Mary. So as we continue with this Mass, let us respond like Mary and say yes to Jesus in everything we do.